This was my second try, and that is 30 minutes after that initial test. I put the water bottles back in. I actually since I had 5 water bottles, I only used, I think, 1 or 2 on that first try. So this is the same tests that I tried, and none of them were working. Um, this last video that I did has little ice shards, I guess you could say, in the water. Um, that's the best result I got out of the second try. I don't really know how that was caused. I think something with that ice cube that I put in there. Um, that is the only explanation I have, is that well, it was there already, so it must have just been starting to freeze in the freezer. So it was a fail again. This was my third try. I really was desperate to get it to work. Ignore my cat in the background. Um, at this point, it froze fully. Well, not fully. It did freeze, but it was sort of slushy. But at this point, it is just various stages of freezing water in a freezer. It was not instant ice for me. Um, that was me trying to pour it into the cup, and I was just getting the remnants of water besides the slushy ice. Then this was me putting the ice cube. I did the same tests every time, hoping at least one of them would work. None of them did, but this is the best that I got. This is I think the only video I have with sound. Um, and it's just showing that there's like slush in there. So this one, as I put, was my fourth and final try. It was 2 hours after that third try. I was trying to just every time increase the time just a little bit, but I knew after I saw that slush that I was not going to get it, so I thought I would just try one more time and in hopes that it wouldn't be fully frozen, but sadly it was. So that one bottle wasn't fully frozen. I think that was one of the bottles that I had taken out earlier for one of the earlier tests and I ended up not using. I think that's the only reason why it didn't fully freeze. Um, so what I think happened is that my freezer was not in an ideal temperature. I think it should have been colder because it also took over 4 or 5 hours just to freeze the water bottles in a freezer. So I think that's where my issue was. I waited the amount of time. I did 30 minutes after that. I mean, I was trying. I did 4 tries. So the only thing that I'm thinking that went wrong was the temperature of the freezer, and since my temperature wasn't correct, I didn't have the correct timing in relation to the temperature. I think that's where I messed up. So like I said, um, I failed. I really was hoping this was going to work. I've done this thing before, this experiment before, when I was younger, and I couldn't get it to work. So, like I said, I just think it was my freezer. So, to try and make things better, to compensate for my failure, I added my little baby bunny. His name is Router. So just hopefully he can make things better. He makes things better for what I've done, but um I am going to try it again on my own time because I'm determined to try and make it work. but I think I just need to do a little bit more research. I thought I had it down this time, but it didn't work the way I wanted to, sadly.